When I was 28 weeks pregnant, I realized that I was in labor, and he was born that very same night. They couldn't stop the delivery. Lance weighed 3 pounds, 4 ounces. He was born at St. Joe's Hospital, and then he was transferred by ambulance to Crouse Hospital. He had subsequent pulmonary hemorrhages and various other things that we believe was the time when his brain was starved of a little bit of oxygen. They had told us later on that they didn't think he was going to make the transfer. It was pretty touch and go.
Our family doctor, he said, I'm not a specialist, but I'm a little concerned. I'd like to send you for some further evaluation. He sent us off to a specialist, and he just said, well, of course you realize your son has cerebral palsy. And I said, well, what does that mean? He says, well, your son will be a vegetable. I suggest you put him in an institution. I'm just looking at this doctor, and it wasn't like I was in denial. I mean, at that point, clearly I realized something was wrong, although I didn't know what cerebral palsy meant. But I just remember, I mean, the doctor actually did me a favor, because I just thought, you can't sit there. You can't tell me at 6 months old this child's whole life. You can't take someone's hope. You just can't, you can't predict the future. You don't know. I mean, people are, capable of so much. Lance would travel around the state to different conferences as a speaker. Well, he was in Albany at this conference. One of the people in the audience was that doctor who 33 years ago had diagnosed Lance as being a vegetable and I should put him in an institution. I'm just hoping somehow, I just pray that something Lance said touched that man or changed the way he deals with young families. But I just thought, well, that was the ultimate irony, that this man had come to listen to Lance speak, but yet 33 years ago basically told us his life would never amount to anything. I mean, Lance advocates for people that don't have a voice.
Lance's faith is basically his number one driving force, I would say. He decided to choose the road of love as opposed to the road of depression and the road of self-hatred, or why am I disabled, why am I this way, why has life dealt me a bad hand, why did God do this to me? He chose the road where he said, you know what, this is who I am, and I need to just embrace the life that God's given me, because I'm only going to have one shot at this.
I remember when Lance was a baby, one of the things that I prayed for him constantly, and I remember rocking him, praying that eventually he would find somebody to love and somebody to love him. That was my greatest prayer for him. And I was so thankful when God answered that prayer and Lori came along and they found each other. It's so hard in this world for people to find one another just with no challenges and no disabilities. And the fact that they found one another, fell in love, and got married is an absolute miracle.
Finally came time for Lance to get engaged to Lori, which he was so excited about. The two of them were very excited. I brought Lance over to Lori's house to pop the question, and for Lance to hand Lori the ring as he proposed. We used a ribbon. And Lance held the ribbon, we put the ring on the ribbon. Lori held the other end of the ribbon, and Lance proposed. And it was very, very sweet. It was definitely one of the sweetest engagements.
Lance and Lori's wedding, you would have thought would have been awkward because of their situation. But it seemed, and everybody was like it was a normal wedding. They were all there for them, and it was just really pretty. It was just about them.
From even before when I was married, I looked forward to the day I would have a son. And your birth and delivery were very difficult, but I've always been proud of you. When you were a small boy, you were my son. It was your mom and my job to take care of you because you were a child. But as you grew up, I watched you grow into a young man, and now a man. I was proud of you then. I'm even more proud of you now. You grow into a fine man. God brought you a wife. I am so very proud of you. I count you as one of my best friends. In so many ways, you are now my hero. I love you with all my heart. You deserve this, Lance.
Congratulations on being Person of the Year. I am really proud of you.
I think that Lance deserves the Person of the Year award because of his drive to love people.
You help so many people, and you have so many goals, and you try to accomplish them all. And that's why I believe you deserve the Person of the Year award.
And no matter what disappointments have come your way, you've always overcome them and achieved what you set out to do. And you're somebody to aspire to. You're definitely an influence. Thank you, Lance, for being a part of my life.
And they lived happily ever after.